Hi, I'm Mike Green with Sierra Interiors. Over the next few minutes I'd like to talk to you about some of the features of the interior of your living quarter. I'd like to address frequently asked questions and talk to you about component use so that you feel comfortable with the purchase that you've made. So let's get started. Depending on the model or living quarter that you've purchased, each unit will have appliances. And to help you with the information of those appliances, our units will have an owner's manual or packet. Now the owner's manual will have in it warranty start cards, and these are important to fill in and send to the manufacturer. Also how to run the appliances or some troubleshooting guides, and some information about the living quarter in general. Now this is the stovetop. We use a standard RV 2-burner stove with heat shields standard for your protection, and we're going to turn this one away for filming. And to light the stovetop, I suggest you go get an extension lighter at a hardware store or someplace, and to light it, simply turn the knob to the left and the other one. And remember, this gets very hot, just like the stove at your house. Along with that, we have a stove vent, which is lighted, and the fan. And that will take out smoke and heat. And to turn it off, turn them completely to the right. And let your stovetop down. When using the range hood, you'll need to open the range hood vent on the outside of the unit. This is done by turning the tabs open, and then when the range hood is on, the air will blow it out. You'll want to close them when traveling down the road. The microwave in your unit is very similar to the one you have at home. Now, they both require 120 volt AC, which means your shore cord outside hookup must be plugged into the unit. Now, you'll know it's working properly because the light on the microwave will come on. For specific information about use and function of your microwave, you can check your owner's manual. Your unit will have a refrigerator. Now, whether it's a 6 cubic foot refrigerator or an 8 cubic foot refrigerator, in this case an 8, they both are 3-way refrigerators, which means it will run off of battery, LP gas, or your shore cord when it's hooked up. Now, to turn the unit on, simply press the on-off button until it screens up one of 3 choices to help power that unit. You'll have LP gas, DC battery power, or 120 volt AC shoreline power. Now I'm going to press AC because we're plugged in, and I'm going to select temp, maybe 8, to get us started. Now to turn the unit off, simply press the on-off button again and hold it in until the green light goes off. And you're done. A couple of days before you leave on a trip, you'll want to come out to the coach and start your refrigerator up and get it cooling down. Now, to do that, you come out, press it on AC. That will get the refrigerator getting nice and cold, and then when you leave on the trip hooked up to the truck, you can move it over to DC, which will then maintain the coolness as you're driving down the road. When you get to the campsite or wherever you're going, you can move it back over to LP to run off your gas tanks, or AC if you have current at that campsite. This is a 3 cubic foot refrigerator. It's a 3-way, both AC or 110 volt power, LP gas, or battery. Now to start the unit, there's 2 knobs and 2 red starters. This on-off switch right here, we can put this to gas, so we'll use it for gas right now, and it's recommended that you start the unit at about 3. These 2 red buttons are only used during the starting of the LP gas mode. You won't have to use them during the 110 AC or battery start. Pushing in on the thermocouple switch and pushing in the piezo starter, the small red gauge will move up, and once it moves into the green, then you can let go. That means the pilot has started. Then you can put your thermostat control to the desired setting. Now it takes about 4 or 5 hours for it to get really cool, both over on LP or 110 AC. So before you leave on a trip, maybe a day or two, you'll start this up. It will get nice and cold. Now during the trip, during your travel period, you can move it to the battery setting. Then when you get to your location, you can move it to the 110 or to the LP setting. Remember, the 12-volt DC setting for the refrigerator is for travel periods only. When connecting your trailer to 110-volt AC or home current, this is the area that's done in. We'll open that rodent cover, pull the cord out, and it'll go out about 20-23 feet. Now the main line is a 30 amp service. This is the adapter that changes it to a regular recep like in your house. Some RV parks have the 30 amp 110 lead like this. Now this is very important not to hook this up to 220 volt. So we'll put this adapter on and you can plug it into the cord. Cord quality is important, so you'll want to invest in a good 12 gauge extension cord. The other style cord we use is called a marine shore cord. It's similar to those used in the boating industry, and it's the style where you have to physically hook it up to the unit. The other end of the cord is the same as the other shore cord that we use all the time. The larger adapter end reduced down to the standard recep plug-in. Now to install the cord in the unit, there's a barb L shape that aligns with the barb receiver here. You can only put it on one way. Push it in, slight twist to the right, and tighten the collar until it's snug. Now this hooks up the unit and it's ready to go. To take it off, turn the collar to the left, twist to the left, pull the shore cord out, and that's it. One of the most important components of your trailer are the batteries. Now whether they're in an aluminum box or plastic, whether it's single or double, one of the most important parts of it is the surge protector or fuse link. Now this is a manual reset surge protector, and if this little button on the left side is pushed out, you'll have to push that back in to get current flowing again. If it pops more than 2 or 3 times by itself after you've pushed it in, you'll want to contact the dealer to see what's going on inside the unit. Another style of breaker that's used is the automotive fuse. Now I've taken the lid off to get to my fuse, and I'll pull it out to check to see if it's good. Now this automotive style fuse is available in any auto parts store. It's a larger fuse. This is a 40 amp, and I can visually inspect it to see if it's blown, or I can tap it. If it rattles a lot, then for some reason it has blown. I'm going to put the other one in, the good one. Make sure it's in good and tight. Now before I've done this, I've gone inside and turned the on-off switch, the cutoff switch, to the off position. Some units the cutoff switch is on the box out here on the front, others it's inside the unit somewhere. So you'll need to find that and turn it off, replace the fuse, then turn it back on. One of the most commonly asked questions is, were the batteries recharged when the unit is being pulled behind the truck? And the answer is yes. Through your hitch wire into the batteries, as long as this cutoff switch is in the on position. Now the battery cutoff switch works several different items. One, if you're charging the unit from the shore cord or the truck, it must be in the on position. Usually it's only in the off position when you want to go into long periods of storage, such as winter or at the park or at the house for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. Each unit will be equipped with a breaker box and fuse panel similar to the one behind me. The breakers are for the 120 volt AC side of your electrical system, and the fuse panel is for the DC or battery side of your system. Now to help you use it and understand what it's for, each owner's manual will have a sheet similar to this